Hey girl, hey! Welcome back to Becoming Devin. So, I'm gonna be really honest. I don't really know. I know what I want to talk about, but I don't always know how I want to talk about it. But I also know that I will overthink it all and then I won't do anything. So this is me recording because I said I wanted to. And I said I wanted to be consistent. And this is me trying to stick to my word to myself. And maybe honestly, that's what these first few videos are about, is like, I am struggling to post this because, like, now that I've posted, I want to be consistent and keep posting. But also, once I start like talking about the things that I want to talk about, it's gonna kind of get a little emotional. And also there is a fear, in a lot of neighborhoods, or in a lot of homes, especially in a Black home, you don't tell your business. And a lot of the things that I will be sharing is telling my business. And it's not to make anybody look bad or anything. These are things that have occurred in my life, and they have shaped me to be who I am. And I process better when I like talk it out. It's weird because like my brain, it definitely goes, like, my brain and my mouth, they're not always in sync. But my brain definitely I process better when I'm talking it out. And I process it, like, I'm like looking around and I'm like, oh, if I were like, what is she doing? Why is she looking around? Okay, so I'm looking around because I'm not really looking around. I'm literally looking in my brain for the word. So bear with me as I like figure this out, because this is a big deal. I thought I was going to be able to just jump in and start telling the stories. But I realized that's actually not where I'm at yet. And that's okay. That is totally okay. So, let me tell you a little bit about me. I, as you can tell, love to craft. It is one of my favorite, most expensive coping skills. And I have owned a little craft side hustle business for like a bunch of years. In different capacities. It's crazy because my business has taken on like 4 different names. But through it all, there's been like one concept, and through it all, like I don't know, I've always wanted to own my own craft hustle side. I don't know. I wanted to own my own something. So, but anyway, so let me stop. Before I go into about me, I think that I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I'm not going to edit these videos. These first few videos are going to be raw and uncut, because I know myself. I will have some good reason as to why I can't post the video. Oh, I didn't edit it yet. Oh, I didn't whatever it yet. I am eliminating as many as excuses as I possibly can to help push through the fear. And I laugh because I know I just went into a whole thing about I was going to talk about who I was, and then it spiraled into what my business was, and then I stopped, and then I talked about not editing, and then I was going to go somewhere else, but we're not. We're not. Crickets get on my nerves, and so do neighbors who decide that you got to cut the grass right after it's been monsoon raining. It's fine. Anyway, so what I was saying was 2017 is when I started to make like my changes a little bit. Like I started recognizing me a little bit. I started figuring out me a little bit, and the things I liked, didn't like, and what have you. And I can almost say it was probably like the beginning of my authentic journey of becoming me. So anyway, okay. Brain is catching up. Okay. My bad. So even though I said 2017, it is really closer to the last 5 years. Yeah, the last 5 years is when I have seen the most growth. And the last 5 years have probably been some of the hardest years that I have experienced up until now. I mean, isn't that what we say though? But these last 5 years have been rough. Yeah. So, also, because you guys have witnessed just in that short bit of time, my brain needing to process, I'm just going to keep it real with you. I have notes, because if I don't, we're going to be all the way over here, and we're not even going to be like, you're going to be like, what was the point of this video? So, we have notes. I have notes, and I was anxious about sharing the fact that I have notes, because who wants to go to someone's channel who's supposedly talking about themselves and, who needs notes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, y'all, I need notes because my brain, it doesn't work the way I want it to work sometimes. So, and I think I said before in the first video that my brain is like, you know how when you have a computer open, you have a bunch of computer tabs open, an internet browser with a bunch of tabs open? That's my brain. And sometimes I got to interchange between, and then I got to lower, and bear with me. They will get better. I promise. Which is also why I have to keep telling myself to just keep posting, because they will get better the more that I do them. So, all right. Where are we at? All right, we are at, obviously, me. So I've never really known who I was, and it's still sometimes I don't, and my story is not unique in trying to become myself, but I want to share, some of the things that I have been through to help me and then kind of like talk about how going through those things made me who I am. You know, talk about how in 2019 I asked for a divorce. And how a lot of people choose to blame the other person, and instead I was able to use this time to figure more about myself out and own my role in the destruction of my marriage. And then with that, it was like literally like we're gonna peel back the onion layers of my life, because, you know, I asked for a divorce. Now I'm peeling back a layer, and then I gotta see, okay, I say I'm getting a divorce because this X, Y, and Z reason, which we'll talk about. But like, okay, but what happened up until here? And there have been other random times that I've done something or I've said something to, you know, the boyfriend now, and I'm like, holy heck, that is so hurtful. Oh my gosh, I understand why, blah, 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 blah. So one of the things that I'm realizing on this journey is that although I understand, one of the things that I'm learning is I can understand where a person is coming from and really truly get why they would do what they would do. And also, in that same breath, not justify their behaviors. There are a couple incidences that I can think of where somebody did something and I'm like, yeah, I mean, there's only so much bullying a person is going to take before they snap back. Okay, but also that person shouldn't have snapped back. And so, like, I think about those things and I'm like, I don't justify what they did, but I understand why they did what they did. And being able to understand why somebody does what they do is extremely beneficial. It's harder when the person doesn't realize that they're still doing it. And that's when boundaries come into play. And boundaries, for me, are so rough. I've been a people pleaser for like my entire life. And learning how to not be a people pleaser and how to set boundaries, and that I am not this terrible, mean, horrible person by setting boundaries, has been a struggle. It is still something I struggle with. And when I allow those boundaries to waver is when I find myself in the most hurt. And I want to talk about those situations, those scenarios, those times. I want to talk about it. And, you know, some people are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're sharing all that information. And here's the truth of it. It's my information to share. And somebody might think, oh, you're oversharing. I've seen this thing going around. I'm going to live out loud because I almost died in silence. Sometimes we need to talk about these things. Sometimes the things that were not so great weren't so taboo to talk about, maybe more people wouldn't feel so alone. And please know that I'm not going to just be like bad mouthing other people. Oh, no. I am not innocent in this. Even like, a smidgen. But yeah, so I think that's it for today. The cricket is back. I couldn't kill him. He got away. It's okay. It's a good day. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. So that's me signing off. Hope that you remember, you are beautiful, you are amazing, and you are enough. Bye.